Welcome to the Balanced Body Rehabilitation Series. Today we're going to be focusing on exercises to combat a syndrome that we know of called layer syndrome. My name is Chrissy Romani-Ruby and I'm a physical therapist here at PHI Pilates Studio in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And this is Steve, and he has a little bit of a layer syndrome posture. So we've been working hard to try and combat that by increasing his gluteal strength and increasing the flexibility of his iliotibial band and his hip flexors. So Steve, I'd like you to go ahead and come down onto the Clara Barrel. Okay. So we're going to bring your hips over the front of the Clara Barrel and your elbows down onto the floor. Okay, so this exercise is quite challenging. We're going to try to get him to use his glutes to lift his legs instead of his hamstrings. What happens in layer syndrome is the pelvis shifts forward and then the hip joint is actually in an anterior position, so that femoral head is pushing forward, and we need to avoid that, okay? So what we're going to try to do is get him to use his gluteus maximus more, because when he uses the hamstring instead of the gluteus maximus, he causes a forward glide of that femoral head. So one thing that's very important is to get them positioned on the barrel correctly. So let's go ahead and bring your legs out now and bring your heels together, Steve. You can let them rest right on that seat, okay? Now we may have to move him either fore or aft, depending on how he does. We're looking for his low back to stay steady and for him to move only at the hip joint. Okay, so Steve, first thing, you're going to tighten the front of the thigh so the legs are nice and straight, like you're lifting your kneecaps up like you were wearing a skirt or the bottom of your shorts were lifting. Now you're going to inhale as you reach those legs up and away to wherever you feel comfortable. Good, and then exhale as you come down. And I think he hit the right spot on the barrel because he's doing great. So we're going to inhale as you reach up and away, and exhale as you come down. So we're watching in the low back area. And we're saying, let's keep that low back area really still. Let's move just from this joint, and let's use our glutes. So now if you go ahead and go into that Pilates V, Steve, try to bring your heels together. Try to zip and wrap those legs together. That's it, and the front of the thigh tight. Good, so we're going to inhale and reach up and away, and exhale down. And you can see that Steve has some limitation because he's not able to come real high yet. And don't strain, because when he goes too high, we start to lose his low back. Inhale, reach up and away, exhale down. Our goal for him, well, we want to see his feet in the same line of his head like he were on a downhill slope. So it may take some time because we have to build the balance between the front of the body and the back of the body. Steve, if you really think of reaching those legs up and away, good, and then bring them back down. You want to try not to move here in the low back. 2 more to go. Inhale, reach up and away, and then exhale as you come back down. And last time, reach up and away, and exhale and come back down. And you'll be surprised how many people really have a hard time doing this exercise. One pointer that I'll give you is to make sure that each time they lower the legs, you want them to rest on the edge of that seat and actually relax the muscles, and then start again by lifting the kneecaps and then raising the hips. Thank you very much for joining us today, and I hope to see you for our next series.